Okay, all that, and we haven't even gotten to the good part. We welcome the families to Springfield with an event at the Basketball Hall of Fame on Friday night. Just as a heads up to the teleprompter, I'm going off the script for a moment. The Basketball Hall of Fame, if you haven't been there, it looks a lot like the National Bowling Stadium down the street. I suppose if you're designing a museum for a sport that uses a round ball, your architectural choices are limited. So the central feature is a big dome that looks like a basketball. And on the floor of that dome is their Court of Champions, and that's where we held the dinner. And so as you're sitting there eating, you look up, and at the top of the dome, you can see photos of everybody who's been enshrined in the Hall of Fame. After dinner, we had a scavenger hunt for the families, so they took elevators up to the third floor, and then they kind of worked their way down to the floor. And while they were doing the scavenger hunt, the hall staff was working hard to clear the tables and break it down so the kids could do what they really wanted to do, which was shoot baskets. Toward the end of the night, I walked onto the floor to survey the scene, and it was mass chaos. The 72 finalists and their siblings were all over the place shooting baskets. They were dunking on the small nets. They were shooting at the old-fashioned baskets. At the two main nets, they were shooting three-pointers and fadeaways and layups. Balls in the air, kids here and there. It was chaos. Amid all that confusion, I noticed one boy shooting free throws. He towed the line, shot a free throw, retrieved his ball, and repeated. I watched him shoot and thought to myself, man, that kid knows why he's here. That kid is our male Getty Powell Award winner. Landon Carroll is here today from Jackson, Ohio, with his parents, Brett and Aaron. Please. He shot 89% during his hoop shoot run this year, which culminated in a perfect 25 out of 25 to win the 12 to 13-year-old boys division. Let's welcome Landon to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Landon Carroll from Jackson, Ohio, representing Lodge 466, and I am your 2013 Elks National Hoop Shoot Champion in the 12 and 13-year-old boys division, Getty Powell Award winner, and the Emil Brady Award winner for a perfect score. I want to thank you for inviting me to the Elks National Convention here in Reno, Nevada. I'd like to start off by quoting a great coach my dad told me about, Jimmy Valvano. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is true in life, also in my Elks hoop shoot career. I have shot in the Elks competition since I was 8 years old and never advanced past the Ohio region. Why, you ask? I wish I had that answer. My journey to the national championship started off with my hardest battle of the entire year, being at our local level. I had to face my brother Nolan, and I didn't want to beat him. I also have a sister named Olivia, the same age. This might all seem confusing, so I'll clear things up. I have a brother and a sister the same age. I'm a triplet. Olivia and I advanced to our district, where Olivia shot great, but fell short, and I shot 23 of 25 to advance to the state championship. At the state championship, I faced tough competition, and after we all had shot, 3 of us were tied at 23 for 25 and required a shoot-off. I shot 5 for 5, and so did the other 2 boys. We shot again, and 2 of us made all 5, and 1 boy missed one. Now there were 2 of us left. I shot first, making my 5, and the other boy missed his last one of 5. This made me 38 of 40 in the Elks Ohio state champion. I had set a goal for myself to be the state champion this year, and I had achieved my goal. I was being congratulated, and someone said, "Good luck at regionals." I said, "What? We had never talked about going farther than Ohio." So a few weeks later, off to Angola, Indiana, we go to face Michigan in Indiana state champions. I was a little nervous and didn't shoot my best, but the other 2 boys must have felt the same pressure, but I escaped with a win. I have now gone beyond where anyone in my town has gone before, and will be getting the honor to shoot for a national title. After a few weeks of shooting 400 to 500 shots a day, we leave for Springfield, Massachusetts. To prepare for the shoot, my dad was telling me how everyone was so proud of me, how I had accomplished much more than anyone could expect. Basically, he was trying to prepare me emotionally in case I lost. I just looked at him and said, "Thanks, Dad. I know that everyone shooting this week doesn't miss a shot, and I will have to shoot my best ever, but I came here to win." Volunteers and I was treated like someone else, like someone important, from when we arrived until Sunday when we left for home. I could get used to that. Over the next couple of days, all of the shooters in our families got treated to nice dinners, breakfast, fun games, and got to tour the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. On Saturday, April 20th, 2013, I woke in a hotel room in Springfield, Massachusetts, not realizing how my life was about to change in just a few short hours. We started out around 7 a.m. for breakfast with all of the organization. After breakfast, they bused us to the university to prepare for the event. Our parents, family, and friends were right behind. I was to be the 11th shooter in my group of 12, but with being the oldest group and the girls shooting faster than us, it would put me shooting 71st out of 72 shooters. That made for a long day of watching everyone compete before I got to put up the first shot. When my group started shooting the first 10, I watched one shot fall in after another. Until it was my turn. Man, these guys are good. I stepped up to the free throw line, took a deep breath, dribbled 3 times, spun the ball in my hands, followed through and released, just like I have done thousands of times. I made all 5 of my warm-ups, and then all 10 of my shots. I'd sit back down and watch everyone else shoot the next round of 15. As they were shooting, I didn't count anyone's makes or misses, but I knew as good as everyone was shooting, I couldn't miss a shot if I was going to win or get in a shoot-off. As the boy in front of me was getting ready for his turn, I felt a severe urge to rid my body of the fluids I've been drinking over the last few hours, waiting for my chance to shoot. I was rushed down a long hallway by a chaperone to the restroom. Before I returned, the boy in front of me was already shooting his 15, and they let the boy in the number 12 spot go ahead and start shooting. As I quietly entered back into the gym, I realized that they let him shoot, and that would put me in the last shooting position. I was out of breath, nervous, and I knew all eyes were on me. I approached the free throw line, kept my same routine, started making one after another, just taking it one shot at a time, trying not to break my routine or get caught up in counting. When they stopped handing me the ball, I looked up in the stands at my mom and dad, and they had this huge smile on their faces, and Dad gave me a first place sign and then a fist pump. That was such a great feeling. I made sure that I shook everyone's hands and told them that they all shot great. I thought I was done, but then I said I'd shoot one more time for the Getty Powell Award. This award was to compete for the best round at Nationals, and one other boy had shot a perfect score just as I had. He started by making all 5 of his warm-ups, but only shooting 3 of 5 in regulation. Then it was my turn. I made my warm-ups and then all 5 in regulation to win. I also won the Emil Brady Award for shooting a perfect score at Nationals. It has been one of the greatest things that has ever happened to me. The Elks and the Hoop Shoot family have taught me much more than basketball. I have learned that winning and losing are both a big part of basketball, and how you learn and how you act when you win, or getting back up when you lose, what determines what kind of person you are. I want to thank God first, my mother, my father, my brother Noel, sisters Olivia and Emma, all of my family that followed me to Nationals, and my cousin Gail that flew out to be with us this week. My local Elks Lodge 466 in Jackson, Ohio, Craig Byler over our Lodge Hoop Shoot, our Lodge officers, Lodge trustees, and the present and past exalted rulers. I would like to thank Tony Adams, my district director, my state president Roger Crow and his wife Julie, Dennis Sabo, my state hoop shoot director and his wife Karen, my regional director Don Fosnot and his wife Carrie. Also, special thanks to the lady who had to babysit my dad through all the arrangements, Lindsay Saunders. Without her, my dad would have us in another state right now. I also want to give a big thanks to all of you in this room. Without you guys, kids like me would never have the opportunity to chase and achieve a dream like this big. Thank you and God bless.